Okay, so one last piece that should make some of the questions on the exam next week a bit easier for you guys. So I'm just gonna dive in and give you some more pretty explicit examples, even though everything here should follow from things that have been covered before. So finding the odds of a hand. If recall that we have the ace of hearts, the two of hearts, blah, blah, all the way down to the king of spades. This is 52 cards with 13 cards in each suit and 4 suits, so it's 52 cards. And if we're playing poker, for our purposes, we're going to assume that we have 5 card hands. So if this is 5 card stud we're playing, though most poker games you probably actually have 7 cards. So calculate the odds of getting a pair. If I want to know what the odds that with 5 cards that I would get a pair, then, well, there's 13 different things that I can have pair up. So I can have 2 2s, I can have 2 aces, I can have 2 kings, I can have 2 queens, I can have 2 10s, whatever. So that would be 52, sorry. For any given value, I have 4 choose 2 options. And I don't really care what the other 3 are, other than if I'm talking about a pair, I'm not talking about 3 of a kind. So I'm going to have 48 choose 3. So basically I'm just not picking the same thing over again. And I have 13 of these possibilities for the 13 different values that I can possibly have. And then I would divide that by the total number of possible hands that I can have, which is 52 choose 5. So this right here would be the odds that I would have a pair. And if you want, you can calculate this out. I'll tell you whether I want you to calculate it out on the exam, but it is, so apparently this is what that comes out to be. Like I said, if I want you to put that on, I'll tell you. Otherwise, you can just leave it in the form of the chooses times whatever, or you might, depending on what I ask, have to sum or subtract chooses. So a note about this guy, this allows you to get 2 pair. So this is, normally you would just say I have a pair if all you have is a pair. If you want to calculate all you have is a pair, then you would also have to subtract the odds that this right here contains a pair, or this right here contains 3 of a kind. Yeah. So if I want to calculate the odds that I have 2 pair, well then, so it would be 4 choose 2 for my first set and 4 choose 2 for my second set. But I have 13 options here. And then once these 13 options are chosen, I have 12 options here. And then I have, I have 44 choose 1. So that's just 44 options for my 5th card. Divide by 55, choose 5. So not too bad there. Right here, this is going to be a similar idea. I'm going to have, so I'm going to have 50, sorry, I'm going to have 4 choose 3, and then I'm going to have 48 choose 2. And then I have 13 different options for this 3 I can have 3 aces, I can have 3 kings, 3 threes, 3 fours, whatever. So I have 13 times that, and then I have 48 choose 2, divide by 55, or sorry, 52 choose 2. That should be 2. Okay. So what about the odds of a flush? So a flush is when I have 5 cards of the same suit. So I can have 5 clubs, I can have 5 aces, I can have 5 diamonds, or I can have 5 spades. Or 5 hearts. I don't remember if I mentioned that. So that means I have 4 options, and then I would have 13 choose 5, and then there's nothing else to multiply by because 5 is my whole hand. If you guys haven't noticed, 3 plus 2, 2 plus 2 plus 1, 2 plus 3, these guys all add up to 5. That's because 5 is the size of my hand. And then 52 choose 5. So that should tell you the odds right there. So this is a little assignment for you guys to handle yourselves. I'm going to put it on the practice exam. So calculate the odds of getting a straight. A straight is 5 consecutive values. Ace can be high or low. Low, but not both. So you can have ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can have, but it's 10, jack, queen, king, ace, but you can't have something like king, ace, 2, 3, 4. This is good, this is good, this is no good. And they can be any suit that they want. There's also something called a straight flush, which is when you get both a straight and a flush, and the royal flush is a special case of that. So lotteries draw a random series of numbers and give out prizes based on how many match. So the Pennsylvania lottery apparently has 1 through 30 as its possible numbers that you can pick out, any integer in that range, and you pick out 5 of them. And then if they're randomly selected 5, congratulations, you win the jackpot. If you win, if they match fewer, then you get a smaller sum. So, for example, this was apparently the payout structure for the Pennsylvania lottery in 2014. So what are the odds that you match 2 of those 30? Okay, so this is right here, 30 choose 5 is equal to that number. So what are the odds that I would pick out at random or they would at random pick out 2 of my numbers, but only 2. So in that case, I'm looking at 5 choose 2 times 25 choose 3, right? So there's the odds that I get $1 is my payout is going to be 5 choose 2 because they can be any 2 of my numbers. And then there's 25 options for the junk for the other 3 numbers. I don't really care what those are. And that's going to be divided by 30 choose 5, which, like I said, is this number up here. So this is 1 times that. And the odds that I would get 3 as the match would be 6 times, that would be 5, choose 3, times 25, choose 2, divide by 30, choose 5. And again, notice that these guys add up to 5 because I'm matching 5 numbers. And also, this guy and this guy are the same, but this guy and this guy are going to be pretty different. That's going to result in a big difference. And then the odds that I get 3 would be, the odds I pick 4. So that's the $100. The odds I win $100 is 5, choose 4, times 25, choose 1, divide by 30, choose 5. And then the odds that I win $25,000 would be, that would be 5, choose 5, which is just 1, times 25, choose 0, which is just 1, divide by that 30, choose 5, which should make sense to you guys. That this guy is going to be, there's only one possible way that you win the jackpot. It's if all of your things match up. So it should make sense that this top here is equal to 5. So if you wanted to find the expected value of playing this, how much money you should expect to win, this is the expected value of the lottery, which is always going to be less than how much it costs. So just your necessary reminder that playing the lottery is not a financially sound decision. So dice games. If any of you guys are into board games, you'll probably notice that, so if you guys play Settlers of Catan, that 7 is, I think, the most valuable possible roll. It's also the most likely possible roll. So if you have 2 dice, and then you have this would be 2, 1. There's 36 possibilities here. 6 possibilities for your first die, and 6 possibilities for your second die. And you want to know what are the odds that you get something that adds up to 7. Well, then we would have, we would just count all of the different possibilities that add up to 7. So that'll be 1, 6, that'll be 2, 5, that'll be 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, 2, and then 1, 6. So that's 6 possibilities. So 6 divided by 36 is equal to 1/6 odds of getting 7. If you look at the odds of getting, say, 11, that would be 5 and 6 paired up, or 6 and 5 paired up. So that's only 2 options. If you want 10, then you've got 4 options. You've got 6 and 4, 4 and 6, and 5 and 5. So for these guys, it's mostly you just look at what the available options are, and you see the possible outcomes from 2 to 12, and then you count them up, count up how many ways I can get it, assuming that both of these dice rolls are fair. Both of these die are fair die, meaning that they're equal probability of any number in the 1 through 6 coming up. Then all of these pairs have the same possibility, so you just add them up. And it's very similar to that equal distribution that we had before, but now they are weighted differently. So you have this idea of weighting based on the sums, and it'll give you different distributions. And you can just check it by adding it up. There are other things that you can do with dice. So you can say something like, given that I have a 4 for the first die, my first roll is 4. What are the odds? The sum of the two rolls is more than 8. Well, then I would just say that means that the second die has to be 5 or 6. So that would just be 2 over 6, and that's 1/3. There's lots of different things that you can do given this, then that. But this is the structure that comes up most often, of rolling 2 die and then calculating the odds of any given outcome. Any of the numbers and the possible numbers that pop up are 2, which has the odds of 1, 3, which has the odds of 1 over 36, 2 over 36, 4, which has 3 over 36, 5 has 4 over 36, 6 has 5 over 36, 7 has 6 over 36, 8 has 5 over 36, 9 has 4 over 36, 10 has 3 over 36. Keep on writing that fraction sign. 11 has 2 over 36, and 12 has 1 over 36. And you can check that yourselves by just running through all of the examples.